This video is not financial advice. Welcome to Tracking My Bitcoin Portfolio, day 29. I own the same amount of Bitcoin, but it's now worth $28,424.30, which is up $12.17 since yesterday. Now I'm going to go into these comments. This person said, very first video I watched from this channel, excellent content. I must have been subscriber 109 probably. Thank you for subscribing. I appreciate every subscriber so I can get to 1,000 subscribers so I can monetize this channel. So every subscriber counts. I'm not just saying subscribe just to get more subscribers. I'm trying to accomplish a specific goal of monetizing this channel. So I thank you for subscribing. Thank you for your comment. I'm glad you enjoyed my content. And I appreciate you guys watching my videos. Now I'm going to go into the next comment. This person said, by the way, going live is a very effective way to gain subs. So if you have the time, you should consider or at least try to see if it works. I've thought about live streaming, but I don't really feel like that's the type of content I want to make. There is value in going live stream because you guys can ask me questions live. So that is kind of interesting. Maybe in the future I would try doing that. But for right now, I like to just make the content, make sure I kind of say everything correctly. I like to try and make sure I just say everything correctly and then post the video. That's how I kind of like making content. But maybe in the future I would try to maybe go live or something. But thank you for your comment. You also said, okay, this is a long comment. Since this is a financial channel, I assume I can ask questions about closely related things. This question is based on uni. I've never been a fan of school, especially uni, but I feel for most people, the reason they would go to make money in the grand scheme of things. At least for me, that's why I'm not a fan of it. I remember being 15 and sitting down to decide what I want to study at uni, and in terms of highest paying, I settled on medicine. But even the ROI on that wasn't worth it in terms of time spent, inflation, effort spent, trade-off, etc. I just want to get your honest opinion on uni in terms of a career choice. Career choice, my take is to get rich. You have to own equity in businesses, whether yours or someone else's. I mean, you can't do it while trading your time directly for money. So sorry, this was all over the place. Hopefully you get what I'm trying to say. Okay, so that was a pretty long comment. I think you did ask me a specific question in here. So I'm just going to go back to that specific question. You said, I just want to get your honest opinion on uni in terms of a career choice. So, yeah, me personally, I'm not a fan of going to college or going to university. That was just me personally. I just didn't want to go there and complete a bunch of useless assignments to trying to get some degree that was useless. But if you're trying to become a doctor or you're trying to become a lawyer or you're trying to get a specific job that does require a degree, then obviously you would have to go to university or go to college. But in general, I feel like the education system is very predatory. Like as soon as you're about to graduate high school, it feels like there's a lot of pressure that they put on you to try and get you to join some type of post-secondary school and then give them your money. I feel like there's a very predatory business that's going on, and I don't like how it's being run. I'm not saying that everyone that goes to college and everyone that goes to university is an idiot. That's not what I'm saying. But I do feel like there is a lot of pressure that society puts on you, and I feel like that pressure is not from a good place. It's from them trying to just take your money, essentially. Like they're trying to. I don't know. I'm just not a fan of it. So I never went to college. I never went to university. But maybe I could have, maybe going into the trades would have made more sense for me. So I'm not saying I've made the best decision, but I'm gonna go over your comment to see if there's anything else. Okay, so right here you said my take is to get rich, you have to own equity in a business. I mean, yeah, like from my understanding, it's the best way to really become wealthy is to own like percentages in many different businesses. Like if you're someone who has a lot of wealth and you're able to invest into many different startups or to many kind of businesses, you're able to generate more money once you own stake in businesses, right? Like it's hard to make a lot of money if you're always giving your time for money unless you have a very high paying job. But I don't have all of the I don't know everything. Like I'm not someone that really could tell you what the true answer is because I'm not someone who's incredibly rich. I'm not someone that's created a bunch of businesses. So I can't really give you any insights to this because I haven't done it myself. So to give you a straight answer, like my guess would be to own a lot of percentages in many different businesses, and then those businesses be successful, and you obviously generate revenue from those businesses or have a high paying job. But I can't really give you any insights because I haven't really accomplished any of that. So just to give you my honest opinion, but yeah, to get rich, like it would be nice to just own many different businesses and those businesses be successful. Basically, is from my understanding the best way to get wealthy. But it's kind of hard to do that. Like it's if a lot of people that do that, they start their own business and sell it, and then with the profits, they maybe invest it into other things or start a new business. So you have to be someone who's usually pretty smart or gifted in some particular way to accomplish that. I haven't really accomplished that. Like I have my YouTube channel, I have a job, I invest into Bitcoin, but it's like I haven't really accomplished any of that. So I can't really give you any insights. But maybe I will in the future if I were to continue doing this, but it's hard to say. But let's see what else you said. Yeah, I would say for you, I would say don't underestimate getting a job. Getting a job is definitely a good start. Being able to definitely make some money and maybe invest it or maybe use it to start a business. But I'll be honest, it's incredibly difficult to go and just start a successful business. Like it's a lot of people who start businesses, they fail. Like most businesses fail. So I don't want to tell you, hey, go start a business because most likely it's just gonna fail. So you have to you I would say don't underestimate getting a job, and then saving some money, and then maybe then starting some type of business, or maybe just working at your job and trying to get promoted to make more money. Like there's nothing wrong with working at a job. There's nothing wrong with working at a job and saving your money and investing the difference into Bitcoin or whatever you want to invest in. But I don't really have any insights to that. But I would say don't underestimate getting a job, and whatever you do it consistently and never give up. That's that's my advice. But thank you for your comment. Okay, this person said, "Are you eventually going to cash out or hold Bitcoin indefinitely? If your Bitcoin was worth 300K, 500K, 5 million, do you have a point of cashing out? Excuse me, bro, if you've already answered this. Subtracting the inflation rate shows your real trajectory. Understood. Username is pronounced Synergy with silent P." Okay, so that's in. I didn't know how to pronounce this guy's username. This person's been watching my content for a long time. I appreciate that. So you asked me if I'm ever going to cash out. Yeah, so I'm never going to cash out of Bitcoin. I'm not investing in Bitcoin to get rich. I'm investing in Bitcoin because it is the money. It's the I'm opting out of a broken system and storing my economic energy in a just system. So it's not I'm not investing in Bitcoin to for it to go up and then to sell. I'm investing in Bitcoin to opt out of a broken system and stay there forever. So if Bitcoin were to go to 300K, 500K, 5 million, I wouldn't sell. Now, some of you may hear that and think, well, that's stupid. I'm not saying that Bitcoin's not going to crash. I'm not saying that if Bitcoin goes to 5 million, that it's not going to crash back down to 3 million. I do believe that it's going to be incredibly volatile. So there are going to be instances where I could lose 60 grand in a day or 100 grand in a day. But the reality is that over a long period of time, I believe that it's going to continue to rise, and there's many different reasons as to why I believe that. If you can go watch my past videos and see why I believe that. But no, my plan is to opt out of a broken system and stay with Bitcoin indefinitely, forever. Now, I'm not saying to never sell Bitcoin. If I want to go and buy certain things, there's nothing wrong with using Bitcoin to buy certain things. There's nothing wrong with using Bitcoin to transact. There's nothing wrong with even, like, let's say I want to buy something that's only priced in fiat. There's nothing wrong with selling my Bitcoin to get fiat to buy that particular thing. Okay, so I'm not anti selling Bitcoin. I'm just talking about, like, in general. Like, am I going to go and sell my entire portfolio? No, no. But will I use Bitcoin to buy things that I need and want? Yes. So I hope that answers your question. But yeah, Bitcoin went to $5 million. I wouldn't sell anything. I wouldn't say if it went to $10 million, I wouldn't sell anything. If it went to $100 million, I wouldn't sell anything. Because I believe that this system is broken. It's a Ponzi scheme, and I need to go into this system. Like, basically, this system is broken, okay, and Bitcoin's being represented by the broken system. Okay, so since fiat currency is going to go down indefinitely because the governments are in debt, they can't pay off the debt, so they have to kick the can farther down the road. So fiat currency is going down. Fiat currency is representing a scarce, a scarce resource that cannot be corrupted. Okay, so if this is going down forever, then what's this doing? It's going up forever because this is representing this. So it's just, once you understand that, it's pretty straightforward. But thank you guys for your comments. If you disagree with anything that I said, you can leave a comment. If you want to ask me a question, leave a comment and I'll try and answer it as best as I can in a video. Now I'm going to show you how much money I made from my chess YouTube channel on April 30th, $4.09. So making money off of YouTube is incredibly difficult. If I were to give advice, I would say focus on just getting a real job within society. This is too difficult unless you're extremely talented at something, but if I were to give advice, just get a real job within society if you want to actually make money. All right. Okay, now I'm going to ask you guys this question. Being digitally native increases the probability of you understanding Bitcoin. True or false? This is a pretty softball question. So the answer is obviously true. If you're someone who grew up with technology, grew up playing video games, grew up using in-game currencies within video games, grew up using digital collectibles within video games, you have a better understanding of value and how it connects into the digital world. Even just using a controller or using a computer and understanding how you pressing a button interacts with the screen, you have a better understanding of how technology works. So therefore, you have a higher probability of understanding the value within Bitcoin. So being digitally native increases the probability of you understanding Bitcoin. Now you may ask me, why does that matter? Now, it does matter is because time is going on. Old people are becoming older and they eventually die. And younger people eventually become older and more people are born. So if we live in a digitally native world, more people are going to be born. Like, every day people are born and they grow up in a digital world. So basically you have all these people growing up digitally native, so they have a higher probability of understanding Bitcoin. And then you have all these older people that are dying who have a lot of wealth that gets passed down to younger people. So what I'm saying is that that's another reason as to why Bitcoin I think is going to increase in value, is because older people that have wealth are going to die. That wealth gets passed down to younger people who have a higher chance of understanding the value within Bitcoin because they are digitally native. Now, I'm not saying that every single person born in today's society is digitally native. There are certain groups that don't use technology or use limited amounts of technology. So I'm not saying everyone's digitally native, but the vast majority of people are digitally native. And I'm also not saying that people who aren't digitally native they can't understand Bitcoin. I'm just saying that they have a lower probability. But people who didn't grow up digitally native, that doesn't necessarily mean that they can't understand Bitcoin. So I just want to make that clear. So I would just like to kind of go over that. As time goes by, more and more young people become older. Like, there's a person that's born today, 20 years from now, they're going to be 20 years old and they've grown up in a digitally native world. So they have a higher chance of understanding Bitcoin. So as time goes by, more younger people become older that grew up with technology. They eventually get more wealth because it's passed down from the older people, and then more money gets invested into Bitcoin. If you disagree with that, you can comment down below. Okay, now I'm going to go into what Gemini said. True, because growing up immersed in digital ecosystems and internet infrastructure naturally lowers the conceptual learning curve required to grasp decentralized digital currencies. So I would say that's a pretty fair answer. Yeah, I think that makes sense. Okay, now I'm going to go into the monetization for the ROM investing. I need to get to 1,000 subscribers. I'm at 109, and I need 4,000 watch hours within 365 days. So if you're watching this video, please subscribe so I can get to 1,000 subscribers to monetize this channel. Once I monetize this channel, I'm monetizing my Bitcoin portfolio without putting the Bitcoin itself at risk. So that's kind of the whole point of this channel, is to monetize my Bitcoin portfolio. But I don't really have anything else to say for today. So thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.